Welcome to the Metal Minded Podcast, the podcast where we're always live, but it's always metal, but sometimes it's funny, sometimes we're drunk, and yeah, overall, we have a lot of fun. So, tonight, it's very special podcast because not only is it in English, pour ceux qui n'ont pas remarqué, bout de Chris, and it's also, I think it's our first South American band.
Central American, Central
Oh,
American.
Central America. You're right. Sorry. I
It's all
apologize.
good. It's all good to me. I mean, to be 100% honest with you, I don't mind all that. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all Americans. It's a whole fucking
Yeah.
continent. So I don't give a fuck, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff. Okay. I'm starting on. I'll try to continue on the right foot then. Um, but even though they're far from us, I think to us they're like our brothers.
Yes, sir. That's
Yes,
it.
we had the chance to tour with them in 2019, and we had a blast. We'll probably
Yeah.
talk a bit about it later. Their latest album called Common Sense is a fucking banger, and it sold thousands of copies all over the world. That's what I heard. And no need to say, for people that's been listening to podcasts for a little while, I'm a thrash metal guy, and it's one of my personal favorite albums to 2022. And Metal Minded, please help me to welcome Chemicide. And with us
Yeah.
tonight, we have Frankie. Hey, Frankie. Officially,
Yeah.
hi. How's it going?
I'm
Nice to have
doing.
you here, man.
I'm doing well, man. I'm just happy to be here, man. Because the thing is that it's been so fucking long, man. I mean, this 3 years turned into a fucking decade. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah,
I'm just happy to be here and talk to you guys again, man. Like 2019 was a fucking blast, and I just having this conversation once again it's just awesome.
yeah, for sure.
Nice. We're
For
happy
sure.
to have you here too, man.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, man.
And to start things off, Yelene, what are you drinking tonight?
Well, I wasn't sure if I was gonna have a beer today because I don't know if you guys can hear. I'm sort of losing my voice. I started coughing for some reason today, but I decided to go get one beer anyways. So I went with my buddies from Cinquième Baron and I got a Luchador. So it's a Mexican Imperial Stout beer. It bangs a big punch at 10%.
It is very, and it doesn't taste like 10%.
I know
what
it's a great beer. I've had it before.
Yeah,
And it's
me too.
Super
It's
good.
great beer. It's amazing beer.
And I believe Frankie, you don't drink.
I don't drink, man. I'm drinking water right now. But right now that you mention it, we were on tour last week in Mexico, and before the first show, my voice was shot. Like we had a show the Saturday prior to the tour, and it was a fucking blast, man. We had our friends from Venez, Mexican band from Mexico City, and that show was fucking packed. It was a tiny venue, so it was maybe 100 people, 150 people, but literally you can only fit about 70 people. So you have
Okay.
people jumping on top of one another, right? And right now, Costa Rica, yes, as you guys know, we only have two seasons: summer and rain. That's it. That's all we have. And right now it's our rainy season. So we got to the venue. It was pouring rain. It was just insane. It was pouring rain, and it was super hot inside of the venue. So we played a show. We played like about an hour. Dude, my shirt. I mean, I play with sleeveless t-shirts, but dude, it was like somebody got it wet. Like somebody opened a faucet, just got my shirt in there, and it was just soaking wet. And we got out of the venue. It was still raining, so we got wet. We got we got wet. We got home, whatever. So we got to the tour. We had to leave on Wednesday, and we landed in Mexico City. It was also raining. We got wet a little bit more, and we had to play that night. And before the show, I felt that you feel like a little tickle in your throat, that you don't know what's going on, and it was all right. And all of a sudden, my voice got shut. I couldn't talk, so I had to like really force myself to sing, and I had to go to a doctor, man. We were in Puebla the next day, and I'm like going to a fucking pharmacy to get checked out. Like the lady's telling me, what are you doing? You can't sing. She gave me a shot. I'm in a foreign country, getting shots, getting fucking cough syrups and whatnot. And until I got my voice back until probably Thursday this week, man. It's just insane. So I know what you're feeling right now. So water helps, man. Water helps. I tell you that much.
Oh, I was drinking water before. I'm just gonna drink a beer now to enjoy.
Well, you know, the 10% will definitely help your throat, you know, get better. You know, that's
Exactly.
And that's what the doctor told me. It's like, yo, yeah. She's like, do you drink? I was like, I don't drink. Why? She's like, you got to get a shot of tequila. That's it. You know, tequila will actually help you get better. I was like, it's just because you're Mexican. It's like, nah, it will help you get better. So I'm sure that 10% will make it'll make wonders on your throat, man, for sure.
There you go. Small, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm going with the classic that I should buy more often is Boreal IPA du Nord-Est.
Yep.
So pretty classic IPA.
It's the number one seller at my job.
Yeah, exactly. That's why every time I see it, I said, "Fuck, I should buy one." And I always try a new beer, and I'm like, so here it is.
And it's not expensive too, right? At $4.99 for the quality of beer it is. It's great.
It's so good. It's
So in our next segment, guys, what we've been listening to lately, what shows we've watched, what games we've been playing. Let's just talk about what's been happening in our lives. Simon, what's been up with you lately?
Yes. Work. But I was able to discover two amazing bands, like literally amazing. One was sent to me from Kid, and one I discovered myself. So first one, I'll start with the one I discovered myself, just to give me a little bit of credit. The band's called Swamp Born. They do what it says on Metal Archives. It says experimental post black. Okay, that would be something I would not like. But they do it so well. And there's also, in some songs, there's some violins, there's some brass ensembles. Usually that's this kind of stuff. I was like, why is it there? You know, in black metal, you know what I mean? But they make it so fucking well. It's so epic. It's so good. It's a great fucking album. The album is called Beyond Ratio. So for people who want to look it out, I don't know if Seb is listening, but Seb would definitely like this. I wanted to send it to him, so hopefully, if you're watching this, Seb, go have a listen. You'll like it. The other one is a bit more crossover trash. It's called Scum Slot, and they are from. Let me check.
By the way, Simon, the band you were talking about, they're on the same label as the black metal band we talked about not long ago that are from here in Montreal.
Really? Yeah.
Tishina, which is Silence. We talked about it a few weeks ago on
okay.
Hypnotic Dirge Records.
Yeah, okay. Actually, that album was suggested to me from Bandcamp. I just got a weekly email that says, there's the algorithms, I guess, for whatever I listen and
the feature artists.
Yeah, it's not necessarily feature artists. It's kind of like a for you thing. Like
if you go at the bottom of your Bandcamp, like it says, oh, if you like this band, you might like.
Like the recommended artists.
Yeah. So once in a while they'll send me one of those, and I'm like, I'll listen to a few of them, and then that one was really good. Scum Slot, they're from where? Oh, they're from France. Oh, that's why. Trash metal bands from France, man, they're fucking crazy.
You're wearing a great shirt right there,
Frankie. If you don't know this band, go have a listen right away. These guys are they're in my trash top 5. This album is battling with yours right now. So
okay.
Yeah, okay. So it's that good.
Same with me. I think I gave both your albums a 9 this year. So.
Yeah.
Oh man, you guys are too kind. Man.
The album's called Knives and Amphetamines. So yeah. Anyways, very interesting. It's crossover trash, like 100 miles an hour for 20 minutes. It's amazing. So
nice,
good stuff. And last thing, I watched the season finale of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Jesus fucking Christ, it's great.
Oh, dude, I had people tell me that. I mean, I don't. I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. And you might kill me for this, but I'm not really like a big Star Wars fan. But I have some of my friends told me that they didn't really like Obi-Wan Kenobi that much. Like the Mandalorian, they told me that it was fucking amazing. Like it was
Mandalorian
like
is amazing.
they was a must see. But they were really disappointed with Obi-Wan Kenobi for some reason. Just for what one friend of mine, he was like super disappointed. He's like, yeah, I don't really like it that much and whatever. I haven't talked to him about the finale, so I can't really say. But I don't know,
I
man.
think Obi-Wan Kenobi is made to be a huge fan service for people.
Yeah.
It's just to bring back Evan McGregor and to bring back Anakin.
Well, the only thing I'm gonna say is, for the Star Wars fan, when you watch Episode 4 and like, oh, fuck, I wish this scene would be better.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is in Obi-Wan Kenobi finale. Okay.
Nice,
Okay.
interesting.
Okay, so just bottom line, if you think you're not gonna like it, just watch the last episode. Just watch the last 20 minutes.
I know,
Nice.
I mean,
'Cause that is worth it.
I watch it anyways. I mean, regardless of what people tell me about everything, like because it's happened to me. Like I have a friend of mine that he didn't like Watchmen, the series.
Yeah,
that series is intense.
I really like it. I really liked it, man. I mean, it was. I mean, but he told me like what I don't like is that it's that they forcing themselves to be woke. Like, that kind of thing. And I understand, but I think that it was really well written. And the whole vibe of it was intense, and it kind of followed the movie in some point. So regardless of what anybody tells you, I'll still watch the shows, man. And if I don't like it, I don't like it, and that's it. But I think is with me personally, is I'm not a big Star Wars fan. That's my problem.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
I watch all the movies and I watch the shows, but
Yeah.
it's just that they don't really click for me. That's the thing.
You see, for me, it's the opposite. I watch nothing except Star Wars.
It's true. You never watch anything.
No, I watch Stranger Things and then everything Star Wars, and the rest of my time is usually podcast and
Music
and too much CSI episodes.
Oh, dude, I hate CSI.
Well, the podcast is done, folks. That was a good.
All right, peace out. I'm out.
All right. So, Frankie, what have you been watching, listening, doing, whatever?
To be 100% honest with you, man, I've been, when we played in Colombia a few months ago, we played with two bands that I was super impressed by. Like, one of them, I heard of them before. On Bandcamp, and like they actually sent me their records and I listened to them, but it's nothing like seeing them live, to be honest. One of them is called Neutral or Neutral, if you want to call it like that. Okay. They're a crossover hardcore band. It's fucking amazing. Like they sing in Spanish, by the way, so I mean their lyrics talk about the same things that we talk about, but mostly about what's happening in Colombia, to be honest. And it's fucking amazing. It's so intense. Like when we were playing, the show was very, very intense. It was a small venue, about 100, 200 people were there, and it was just crazy. And to be 100% honest, that one is one of the bands that I really liked to see live. I was actually waiting for him to play, so that's one of them. There's another one called Psycho Mosher. Which is also from Colombia. It's from Bogota, and it's the same thing, social injustice, that type of crossover, but they're more into the punk scene than the hardcore scene. So it's just like watching Suicidal Tendencies in Spanish, straight up, man. Like you see, it's that intensity. You see the vocalist, man. It's 5 of them, and you see him running around, like actually grabbing people by the shirt, by the collar, and like bring them in on stage. It's just very intense. So it's pretty good. And right now, I've been listening also to Kendrick Lamar's last album. I know it's not metal and anything, but I was waiting for it for a long time, and it's a hell of a record, man. I really like hip hop, and I was waiting for his record for a long time. So
nice.
Yeah, you see, I listened to it. I didn't like it personally.
You don't like it?
I liked his other one before.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Damn, I think it's better. To be 100% honest, I think it's a better album because like all the songs are written in a certain way that it really like has really good hooks and catches your attention. But there's a few of these songs on this record that I think is one of the best songs he's ever written. Father Time is one of them. I think Silent Hill is another one of them, and I think it's Crown, the other one that I really like. And I've been really hooked to it. I mean, I've been listening to a lot of music because that's what I do all day, pretty much.
Yeah.
Idols. I would actually yesterday I was listening to Idols. Have you guys listened to that band?
Idols.
No.
I've
Yes.
heard the name, I think, but I've never listened to them.
So it's a post-punk, post-hardcore, post-everything band, to be honest.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes, I think I know who you're talking about. I think I've
And,
heard them.
dude, I don't know how to explain it, but these guys, like, they're just one of the biggest bands there are right now. Period. Like, the way that they're playing right now. I mean, they've been around for a while already, but like since their 2018 or 2019, they got huge. So now they're playing like huge festivals in front of huge crowds, man.
Okay.
They just played Glastonbury, and the songs that they played, I really like the lyrics that they play. I really like, and my son loves them, and so we've been listening to that a lot. And he's just, I guess obsessed with their last record. It's called Crawler, and they're on Bandcamp, by the way.
I just found them. I like everything people tell me. I always put them on my other screen and I listen to it later.
Yeah, like if you want to like get hooked with these guys, I would recommend their second album, which is called Joy as an Act of Resistance. That's, to me personally, that's their masterpiece.
Okay.
It's their best record so far. It has their best songs, and well, not their best songs, but like it has really, really, really good songs. And but they've changed a lot from one record to the other. Like this last record is just so different. So
Okay.
I don't know, man. I'm obsessed with that band as well.
Yeah, like if you go look them up, they're classified in punk rock, post-punk, hardcore punk, indie rock, post-hardcore.
They're everything. Like I'm serious. Like one of their last songs from this last record is called the Beachland Ballroom, which is a venue in I think it's in Indiana or something like that. And it's a doo-wop song.
Really?
Yes, it's a doo-wop song, and it's really weird. And there's another one called Car Crash, which is all synths, and it's a fucking weird song, but it just works, man. I mean, this is times where I wish that I didn't play thrash metal, to be honest, so I could like get all these different elements in songs and people wouldn't say shit about it. But it's just this is the type of music I'm obsessed with, man, right now. So
because thrash metal is very by the book type metal. You have to
especially a band like us, man, to be 100% honest, because we have a following that know what we play, and we are in the same, like in the same avenue as Violator and bands like that. So when we released this last record, and we had 2 slow jams, to put it that way, our ballads, as you might call it, people were, they were some people didn't like the songs. And there were a lot of people that fucking love them, which is, I mean, it's awesome to me, but it's that diversity and the versatility that is hard to capture, within this, this genre.
Well, I love the slower thrash songs, because there's a few bands that have done it.
They're always my favorite songs on the albums.
One band that did an amazing slower thrash metal song was Black Mass on their last album. Personally, I really like what they did with that song. I can't remember the name exactly, but it's a very good song. And I find sometimes, even if you take I can't remember the name, Nuclear Assault had a slower song.
Oh yeah, they have a ton.
Yeah, and they're fucking awesome. They're so like, they're not necessarily heavy, but they're mean, like,
It's just that, you feel the intensity. I mean, that's like, for example, Metallica's The Thing That Should Not Be. A lot of people hate that song. I love that song, because the vibe and like I don't know what it transmits, like it's just dark and obscure, that's what I like. But I mean, there's people that are gonna like it. There's people that's not gonna like it. That's it. You know, it is what it is.
For me, a slow thrash song that's really good is by Angelus Apatrida. They have the song Farewell.
Oh, it's a hell of a song.
That song is crazy, and it's a soft song, and then it goes into. It reminds me of like Cemetery Gates type thing.
Yeah,
It's
the type of song. It's like a ballad, but it just goes and they ride the horizon, man. That's it, man. That's just it's crazy.
I love those songs.
And by the way, I'm just someone send something on the chat that I don't have a choice to show the public. Let's put it this way: since we're all brothers, apparently we need to get that tattoo done.
Oh God!
Dude, that's a hell of a tattoo, man.
Or not. Thanks to Phil Rock for that.
Wow.
And tattoo.
Eric Bouchard is saying thrashing is my business and business is thrash. There you go.
That's it, man.
There you go. Something I forgot to mention. Megadeth's last single is not bad.
I didn't get around to it.
Changed my mind.
I liked it. Yeah, I liked it too. I mean, there's some parts I don't like that much, but the main riff, I like it a lot. And you know what it is? It's the sound of the record that it kind of reminds it to me. Is like they had these songs back in the I guess so far so good so what era, and they just recorded it with a newer, I guess, or a more modern sound. But his voice sounds actually pretty decent.
Yeah,
it actually sounds better than a lot of records done in the 2000s, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, in the last stuff they've been doing, Megadeth, I think they're better than what they were a while back. Like you can't take away the first albums, but I mean, they lost themselves completely in end 90s, early 2000s. It was.
I mean, and this is the thing, man. I mean, like I don't like Megadeth after I think it's what's the name of this record? Is it Utopia? I think it is.
Euthanasia.
Euthanasia. That's the one. Yeah. I don't really follow Megadeth after that period. I mean, all the records they put out after that, they don't really appeal to me. Like the sound of it, and this is something that I hate about this era in particular. It sounds very digital. Like people don't really want to like record. I don't care if people use plugins, because I mean that's the way it is. But at least try to give it a little bit. I don't know, man, a better sound. And what happened with Metallica, for example, what happened with these guys is like their distortions, the way that the guitar sound just sound digital, and they really have no, I guess, I don't know, no substance to me particularly. And this last song that they put out, it was really a game changer to me, because I've been, you know, what I listened so far, I really like it. But I got to tell you the truth though, the cover, like the album cover, sucks. It's just that's just horrible, man. I don't.
But
understand.
The name of the album is cool because it sort of hints back to the So Far So Good So What album, because this one's going to be called The Sick, The Dying, and The Dead.
Yeah, so. and but I don't understand, like, how are these bands with so much resources, like they have a shit ton of money, and they come out with this shitty ass covers? Like, why? Like this guy, like the cover of this one is like a fucking cowboy, I don't know, merged with fucking Pirates of the Caribbean type shit, man. I was like, why are you guys doing this shitty ass cover, having so much money, having like literally the resources to get any artist in the world, man? Like, why are you doing such a shitty cover?
Yep. I was just looking at it while you're talking about it. I'm like, yep, that's pretty crappy.
I know, man. Like back, like, you know, Rust in Peace, Peace Cells, Euthanasia, all these covers are actually pretty decent, pretty good. But after, like, I think it was what was it? Endgame? No, what was it? Fucking, I can't remember.
Endgame?
Endgame, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Those covers are like, they suck, man. And this one is just the worst one I've seen so far.
Anyways, did you have any other things you felt like mentioning that you've been watching or playing
Stranger
games?
Things. Stranger Things, man. Yeah, definitely. And last night we downloaded the I guess the arcade version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the one that you play in arcades. But we downloaded it in the Xbox, my son and I. So we've been playing nonstop, man. We played last night. We played like, I don't know, like 3 hours straight. And he's like, "This is so fun. This is so fun." And I'm like, I know. I used to play this in Super Nintendo, and I used to play it in arcades. And I've been playing that. We played this morning. We played it last night. And so most likely he's on vacation right now because in Costa Rica, they have a month out this time of year.
Okay.
So he's on vacation right now. So I know for sure that tomorrow he's going to wake up in the morning and tell me, "Let's play." So
nice.
Yeah, man. How about you, man? What you been listening to?
Well, first off, I was camping all weekend, like I always do. And here in Quebec, it was our national holiday. So it was Saint Jean-Baptiste here in Quebec. So we celebrated that this weekend. I've been listening to a lot of Quebecois music because it was national holiday. So other than that, just playlists random on YouTube and stuff like that. Nothing in particular. Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one.
Yeah, sorry, it took me a while to find it, but it's not their best one.
No, it is not.
No, it's not at all. No, I'm like, seriously, it's like, Van Helsing made fucking Jack Sparrow. I don't know, man.
They should have photoshopped Amber Heard in the background. That would have been nice.
Dude, I don't get this cover, to be honest, man. I don't know. Like, I think that underground bands put a little bit more effort coming with their album covers, because when I, and this is me thinking like as a fan, I guess, but everything comes through the eyes, man. Like, everything you see, you want to get. So if you see fucking a good ass cover, even though the music might suck, you still want to get it because you want to get a T-shirt with that cover. And personally, I want to get a T-shirt with this cover, regardless if the album is actually a pretty great album. But I want to get really a T-shirt with this cover, 100%.
No, I agree. Other than that, I listened to a band called Brainwashed. They're death grind power violence band from France. Really, really violent little EP that came out in June. It's like the EP, it's 7 songs, but each song is under a minute. So so you can listen to it in a lunch break.
7 minutes.
Like, click. It's super fast. But I really liked it. I really enjoyed I enjoy, like, I don't know what's in their fucking soup in France, but the music that's been coming out of there is fucking insane.
I know, they're crazy.
Whether it's thrash or just grind or death, everything I've been listening to from there is crazy. So yeah, that's the one album that came out of the box a bit. Did I watch any movies? I don't think I watched any movies either. Like I said, I was gone camping for 4 days, so I just came back today. And then I have this throat problem going on, which really sucks. But I was like on a paddle board all weekend also, and my wife has her kayak, so we just went and had fun with the kids.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, because my son has his own paddle board now, so he follows me with his paddle board.
You have 3 kids, right?
Yeah, exactly. My son is the same age as your kid. He's 9, right?
Yeah,
exactly. My kid's gonna be 9 in August. So
yeah, man, this is a fun age, man. I mean, I particularly love this age. I mean, of course, I love when they were little kids that you're teaching them everything, and they're like super curious about everything. But this age right now, it's like when they're starting to actually like their own stuff and like get critical about what they really like. And when you finally get like that buddy, you know what I mean? Like, you have your buddy at home. Like my wife complains about that a lot, because she's like, it's like I have 2 enemies sometimes. Like, you guys team up against me. and she's like, well, I'm sorry. This is what happens. She's like, I have 2 people that are the same person all the time. Like, because, I don't remember what he was saying the other day, like about something on the TV. He's like, Mom, I don't like this, whatever. But I was in the room. I wasn't really paying attention. So when she got back to the room, I was actually watching the exact same thing he was watching, and I was complaining about the exact same thing. She's like, oh my God, I'm traveling from one place to the other, but talking to the same person in different ages. It's insane.
Yeah, it's the same with my kid. Like, he likes gaming, he likes movies, I started showing him a few horror movies because he likes that stuff too. Music also. So it's
I
like
know, man.
having a mini version of yourself.
Yeah, that's the best thing, man. Oh, can I ask you guys something? Have you guys listened to the new Reanimator song, by the way? Anti-sobriety or anti-sober, whatever you call. I fucking love that song, man. I loved it.
Yeah, it's a great song, and they released a beer called Anti-Sobriety, and I have it at work. I drank it this
Oh
weekend.
shit, I didn't know. Well,
Yeah.
I think Patrick and I think it's Jeff, right? They have a brewery, I think, right?
Yeah,
exactly. See, the guy knows his Quebec stuff.
I was on the road with all you guys for like a week, man. So I have to, and especially with these guys from Reanimator. I remember when we I think it was Petit Campus that we played.
Yeah.
These guys, I think it was Patrick that told me like we have it's a microbrewery or something like that. That is really close in downtown Montreal. I think it is.
They don't have a microbrewery in downtown Montreal. It's close to there, but it's not in Montreal, their brewery.
Yeah, so I remember that he told me something about it, and I remember that the whole beer thing and whatnot, and it's it was just so much fun, man. I mean, the memories of that tour is just so much fun. We spent the night at Simone's house. Mm-hmm. It was great. We played with you guys in Ottawa. We played in fucking Montreal again. So.
Yeah.
To me, man, I'm really happy that we got to do that. You know what I mean? It was just so much fun.
We also played Toronto to like 5 people.
Oh, that's right. Like 5 people, man. I remember that.
And that homeless sound guy too that was there.
Oh. Dude.
There's also I also remember when you guys you crashed at my place, and because of you guys, now I found out that I had a problem with my dryer because you guys are like, can we can we put some can we clean do like not dishes but the
some laundry.
Yeah, the laundry. Yeah, sure, no problem. And I put all your stuff in the dryer, and it's like, fuck, man, it's been there for like an hour and it's still wet.
It's still wet.
So like, you guys go, man. I'll meet you guys at the we'll meet you guys in Montreal, and I was like, another 40 minutes, like still fucking. What's wrong with these fucking clothes? And I actually brought them. Wet. They were still wet, and I put them in your suitcase. I'm like, I got there in Montreal like last minute for the load, and I'm like, sorry, man, they're all fucking.
We had to go to a laundromat. I remember it was like maybe a block away from the venue, and I was like, why are they so wet? And you're like, I don't know. I think the dryer broke. And dude, this is a funny thing. Like, I actually got the whole thing, like all the clothes. Went to laundromat. And I didn't know how it worked. Well, to be honest, I just didn't know. So I only had a $5 bill. So I changed it for change. And all I needed was like maybe 75 cents. And what pissed me off is that I had to change $5 into like laundromat coins that I wasn't ever going to use again. So I had like $4 worth of coins. And it was like, I'm not kidding you. Like, it was both my hands like this, they were filled with coins. And I'm like, and I dried them out. It took me maybe like 4 coins, to be honest. And I had like maybe 20 more. I was like, what am I going to do with this? So a lot of people started to come in, and I was like, here, man, just take these coins because I'm never going to use them again. I mean, like, we're actually traveling tomorrow. I think we're going from Montreal to
I think you were going to Remy's place after.
We're going to Trois-Rivières.
Oh yeah, Trois-Rivières.
Yeah, and we're playing Trois-Rivières, and then we're going to Sherbrooke. The day after, and then we're going to Rivière-du-Loup, I think it was called.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so I remember you guys went to the laundromat, and you literally came back, and you told me, it took me like 15 minutes. And
I mean, but these things are fucking, but these things are fucking big ass dryers, man. Like, right now we were in Mexico, right? And it was a shit story, man. We arrived, so we paid for the Airbnb like since January, right? We get there on Wednesday. Everything's smooth. Everything's paid out. We're all good. We get our shit out of the airport, like guitars and shit like that. So, by the way, from that tour in Canada, we learned not to bring so much stuff, man, because that tour for us was a mess, man. I mean, and like just the whole logistics of it, we had to travel with our guitar in the middle of the car. We were traveling in a Toyota Matrix. So Remy was kind enough to give us his car, but we didn't really have space for it. So my guitar was in the middle of the car. We just had some space for one luggage. And then the cymbals and whatnot were right next to the guitar. Our lead guitarist was like cramped in, like he was just cramped in the front seat like this. And like the bass player was like his bass guitar was so big that we had to open a window so he could fit in the car. So from that moment, we learned not to travel with a suitcase. So this time around, we just brought different, like, backpacks and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's just really small.
Yeah.
But when we got to Mexico, it was just pouring rain, like big time. So I'm texting the guy from the Airbnb, like, dude, we're here. What do we need? Do we need a code? Do we need keys? How do we do it? Now he doesn't respond. So, all right. So I'm good. Right. We get out of customs, text him again, dude, we're here. What do we need? Doesn't respond. We get our gear. I'll text him again, like, dude, what's going on? Like, I need to know. We were about to like get out of the airport. He doesn't respond. So I get his number and I text him on Telegram and I text him on WhatsApp. I text him on Facebook. I text him everywhere. And all of a sudden, I get a text message. We already called the Ubers. I say, actually go to this place. It's like a 30-minute ride in Uber, man. It's like really, I mean, it's not expensive because Mexico's really cheap, but it's a 30 fucking minute ride, 40 minutes. So we're already in the Uber and he texts me back like, yo, I canceled that reservation a long time ago. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, I canceled. It's like, dude, what the fuck? I mean, it's paid since January. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I canceled it. I'm like, what? I mean, I text him like the reservation is like, it's not canceled. It's not canceled. He's like, well, I'm sorry, but I don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna call the guy from Airbnb. And he stopped answering to my texts like at all. And we're already driving there, man. And so I'm freaking out. I'm starting to call Airbnb like, yo, and these guys are not picking up. And I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know if it's my phone. It's just not working. I called my wife and like, yo, I need you to help me out. Call Airbnb. It called me right back. So we're doing like, I'm multitasking here. And I have the guys from my band in the cart with me. And they like, yo, what the fuck happened? I'm like, we have no place to stay at all. Because it was from Wednesday until Sunday. And like, we got no place to stay. And I'm like freaking out calling. So I get some guy from Airbnb. He just helps me. And he's like, all I can just refund your money back. That's it. That's all I can do. Is like, dude, you don't understand. Like, we don't have more money. Like, we spent $400 on this Airbnb, and now I'm looking at the prices of these houses. It's like $100 a night, and and just for 4 people, and we're 9. We're 2 bands, so it's like $150, $175 a night for 4 nights. It's like, it's almost $800, and we don't have that kind of money. So we finally find this place in like, a place called Oceania. So we head there, man. We just stay the night. And then I find another place to stay. Like, we stayed just Wednesday in Oceania. And then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday, we was going to spend it in some other place. So we spend the night there. We're, walking out in the city, with our instruments. We get to the place. The lady's super awesome. She tells us, just stay here, be safe, whatever. There's a supermarket like maybe 3 blocks away from here. So we go to the supermarket, we buy some groceries, whatnot. The next day when the driver, the van comes in, that's going to take us to the show. He's like, what are you guys doing here? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, this is one of the most dangerous places in the city. I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, I mean, this place around, like, just get your gear and get in the van. I'm like, why? He's like, this right here is 5-6 minutes away from a really bad neighborhood, and you guys are tourists, and you guys look like tourists. Like, you guys don't look like us. And I'm like, are you serious? He's like, just get in the van and let's get your gear and let's get you out. So we get to this place, and they didn't have so we got to a really cool house, but in Mexico it's just another world. Like, the water for the faucet you can't drink at all. And Costa Rica, we can drink water out of the faucet. It's 100% pure, just like in Canada.
Yeah.
And so we're buying like big jugs of water, bringing it to the house. And so I got to the place, and since we just booked it in an emergency, I didn't really check for a lot of stuff. So they had no TVs. They had they had no Wi-Fi, and they have no washing machines. So when I get to the place, I'm like, so where's the washer? And she's like, and the lady tells me, oh no, you got to do it by hand. I was like, I ain't washing by hand. And she's like, yeah, yeah, well, you can do it by hand, or you can go out in the street and wash it. And like, there's a place, the laundromat, right, real, like super close. So it reminded me when we were in Canada, because I literally took the clothes. I thought that it's gonna take me like 30 minutes, dude. It took me 20 minutes to wash all of our clothes. Like on Friday after the shows, we washed all of our clothes in 20 minutes. But they have like this industrial dryers, man. It's like literally you put them in, and the lady told me, "Do you have anything that could shrink?" I'm like, no, I don't think so. Because when we were in Canada, one of my shirts shrank. It shrunk, and I couldn't fit it anymore, man. I thought that I had gotten fatter in the show and like in the tour, and because I was putting it on, and I was like, what the fuck? Why does it feel so tight?
Too much gets in.
I know, that's what I thought. I was like, too much protein, man. I'm like, what the fuck? And my shirt ripped right here at the bottom. It ripped. I was like, oh my god, I'm just fat. That's what happened. I just got fatter all of a sudden, and the lady told me, like, if you have anything that might shrink, don't wear it. Don't put it in the dryer. But if gladly we didn't have anything, it took us 20 minutes to like wash all the clothes, man. But it literally reminded me when we were on tour with you guys.
Nice.
Hey, let's talk about the band. Let's talk about the album.
Exactly. Well, first off, I'll ask my first official question that I always ask. So, Chemicide, who are you guys? Since when have you been around? To give you a brief history of Chemicide.
So, well, Chemicide started as Conqueror. That was the official original name of the band. Back in 2007, we were coming out of high school. We didn't know how to play instruments. We didn't know how to sing. We didn't know anything about anything in life. We just knew that we wanted to play music like Sepultura and Violator. Violator is one of my favorite bands in the universe, and I was just obsessed with Gamma Bomb and Violator and fucking Demolition Hammer and Sepultura. And we're still kids, man. Like, we had the idea of actually started the band back in 2005. We were like 15 years old, and I told my we just listened to punk back then. We were into Black Flag and Misfits and all that kind of music, and I was like, yo, we got to do this but faster. So we listened to Poison Idea and the Cramps and the Germs and all that, and they were doing faster music. And then we got into Sepultura and all these bands, and we started the band. We met our bass player, which is the same bass player that we have now. And we had our first drummer. His name is Jimmy, and we started playing literally in the house of one of our friends. And we had our first show, and I'm not sure if it was in 2007 in February or 2008 February. I still have the flyer. And I think I can. I don't know if I have it here. I'll show you guys. But yeah, man, it was just a different time, man. It was crazy. But later we found out there was another band called Conqueror in Canada. They used to play black metal, and we got
metal, I think.
Yeah, black metal, war metal, whatever to call it. But we got an email from somebody saying that there was already a band and that we had to stop using the name Conqueror. And I got freaked out, to be 100% honest. I was like, what is this? And because it was the email said cease and desist type of thing. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And so we fired our first drummer. He wasn't just cutting it. It's not that we was getting better, but we were making faster music, to put it that way. And we needed somebody better at the time. So we got our second drummer, and we recorded our first EP, which is Radioactive Annihilation. And that one came out under Chemicide. That was the first Chemicide record that came out, or officially something under the name of it. So we've been around for almost 15 years now, but active, like seriously active since 2015, because we've had so many lineup changes. So, well, you guys know how it is. It's very complicated to have a band, and we've had so many drummers, and since we started, so we were finding drummers in 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, until I just decided I had written an album already. I had written the whole first album in my house. And I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get somebody to help us out and record it. And we got Nash. Nash is the guy that actually went with us on tour and with you guys. And he was kind enough to actually record the record with us in 2014 after he had a car crash. Actually, we was gonna record the record in 2013, but he was in a car crash and he broke his femur in 3 parts. And right before Christmas, actually, so he had to have surgery and whatnot. So he called me up. I was like, I can't record it. And around, I think it was May 2014, he's like, I'm ready. I was like, he was still using a cane, man. He was still using a cane to walk. And he was like, I'm ready. I can record the songs. How many are they? It's like 8 songs. I recorded it. He recorded the drums. I recorded all the guitars, all the vocals of it. And we had a bass player at the time that was because our bass player he was going through something. He had to quit band, and we got somebody else in the band. But we were going through so many issues with that guy that we were recording at his house actually, and he didn't want to give us our record. He didn't want to give us a record at all, and I had to trick him into actually giving me the tracks. And I got him back. I recorded some of the bass tracks myself as well, and he recorded the rest. And we put it out on Bandcamp in 2015, and it got picked up by Remy actually. And that's the reason why I told you guys, like, I've never released anything on my own. I suck at it. I don't know how to do it. So I'm just glad that Remy came out to our rescue, and we worked with him on the first album, Episodes of Insanity. The second, it was 2015. Then 2017, The Act of Retaliation. Then 2019, Inequality, which is the one that I toured with you guys. Yep. And now this one, 2022, Common Sense. So it's been a wild ride, but it's been fun.
Nice. So I was scanning all of your stuff, and like you said, you had a name change, but you also had a logo change. Chemicide changed the way they wrote it along the way. What happened there?
So originally, well, the thing is this, man, we've changed the logo like 3 times, I think. Mm-hmm. I think it was 3 times. And so actually 4. Yeah, the first time that we had it, the first logo that we had, it was just like the Sepultura logo. Yep. Like the standard stencil letters. But one of my buddies told me, and he's like, you guys have to have a logo. Like, you guys have to have one. It's like, and I really didn't understand why. I was like, why do we have to have a logo if, Sepultura doesn't have one? And he's like, yeah, they had one before, and they have the S all written out and whatnot. So you guys have to have one. So we, when we were putting our EP, we didn't have one. So some guy from a band from here actually designed a logo for us, which was that one. By the way, that cover was actually drawn by our lead guitarist, Sebastian. He drew this one. He was in art school at the time, and he drew this one for us. Nice. And what do you call this thing? And this guy, Julio, he did this first logo. And then we decided that we didn't like it anymore, so we had to change it. So I actually put a Facebook post saying we need somebody to help us out to draw a new logo. And some guy offered it, and he drew it for us. But we changed it again because the thing is that logo, although it's pretty cool because I really like it, it's like any other metal band. If you think of it, it's just like any other metal band. It just has the same appeal as any other thrash metal or metal band in the world. It has the big C, the big E at the end, and it's just it's a Metallica type logo, right? And I just I don't want to use that anymore. I want to have something that really reflects what we are, and like it's different, and that you can actually read it. So when we were growing up, I really liked how do you call it? Like I don't know how to draw, so I like bands that had really simple logos that I could put on my backpack.
Okay.
And like draw it out on my backpack, and that was one of them. And what do you call this and we work with an artist from Costa Rica called his name is David Cuero. He's a great friend of mine, and I told him like, yo, I need something that we can that a kid from fourth grade in school can write on his backpack. And he's like, oh, I got you. And so we gave him some references like Anthrax logo, Dark Angel. Like there are logos that you can write with simple like a simple writing, I guess.
Yep.
And that's what came out. And a whole lot of people complain about it, to be honest, because they like the other one a lot. Because I mean, it's been on 2 records already, but they got used to it. And the funny thing is that I've seen this logo on kids' backpacks, and I've seen it on their T-shirts. Like literally, I've seen kids, like my son's age or a little older than him, writing down the logo with a marker, man. And that's what I wanted. Exactly, that's what I wanted to.
Very cool.
The effect. So
yeah. Well, personally, the newer logo, I like it.
I like it.
It's
I like
straight
it
to the
more,
point.
man. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing. Like wherever and I've seen it on flyers a lot. Like for example, like the ones that you have on your back, Yolan, that you see all this aborted and despised icon or whatnot. The ones that you can actually read stand out the most. Like despised icon, the one that you have at the bottom.
Yep.
You see it anywhere, and you see that it says despised icon, creator logo. Like this. Sepultura, Metallica, Megadeth, like all these bands that you can actually read their logos, it's it stuck in your subconscious, and it's just easier. I mean, to me personally, I like it better than the other 2 that I had. I mean, I do like them, but it's like the same thing with your T-shirt, with the Dissident, logo.
Dissident, yep.
You see it anywhere, and you will remember it.
Yeah.
And the thing is that you can write it down with. You don't really need to be a professional artist to write it down. So that's the reason why we had it done like that way.
Nice. Cédric Lavoie in chat says, "Hey Frankie," and "Salut les boys." And Eric Bouchard says that on the new album, he feels you have an influence from the band Sadus in your vocals.
So yeah, I like Sadus a lot, man. Especially the oh man, I can't remember this album, the one that has a black cover. God damn, hold on, let me look it up. Swallowed in Black.
Yep.
So in Chemical Exposure, he sings in a way that is very high pitched, but in Swallowed in Black and the Out for Blood record, the way that he sings is, you can understand it a little bit better. And I tried to like make my voice a little bit clearer, but very aggressive in a way. That I love that fucking record, man. I love it. And I tried to like literally make my voice a little better as far as like when you sing, and I think it turned out okay. I've had a lot of people telling me that I sound more actually like Tom Araya from Slayer now. So I mean, which is a great compliment to me because I love Slayer. But yeah, man, I mean, Sadus was a massive influence to me in writing this record and Demolition Hammer.
Nice. So let's talk about the new album. Obviously, it's mostly what we're here for. Common Sense came out. It was still pandemic a bit. You're finally being able to play your stuff live. So how did the album come to where it's at now? Did you write it all by yourselves at home? How was it done?
Well, yeah. So we fired Nash back in 2020. We were really, I guess we were really in sync to what we wanted to do. Him as an individual and we as a band. So I called him up, and I think that it was the best for the band. So a new drummer came in I think it was January 2021. So I wrote the first single called Uncertain Future. That came out July 2021, I think it was, with a cover of Negative's Approach, Tied Down. So I kind of had the idea of what I wanted to do. This new drummer that we brought, he listens to a lot of hardcore, and he has a lot of good punk influences in his drumming style. So I knew what I wanted. I already had the idea of the sound that I wanted. I wanted like a big chunky sound for guitars, sort of like, like Sepultura's KSAD, and I guess like Anthrax is Among the Living, like the bass and like the way it sounds.
Yep.
And I wanted big drums like Overkill and Power Trip and like that kind of reverb that you put into it. So I already knew what I wanted. So I started to write the songs when I was at home. I mean, we spent so much time at home, man. Like I had so, I and I don't know, man. I mean, I wrote a lot of these songs, going battling a lot of stuff, man. I mean, I was at home all day, right? You can see your friends, you couldn't really go out. So I thought about people going through the same thing as me, like depression sometimes, and like you were sometimes feeling like stuck in a place and whatnot. So a lot of these songs talk about that, and I saw what was happening, for example, in the U.S. with I guess police brutality,
Yeah.
racism that is present, I think, in all of our continents. I'm sorry, all of our countries. Racism is still, I don't know why, but it's still there. You see that, there's a lot of still inequality. I know that we talked about in the past record, but there's still a lot of social injustice going on. So I wanted to bring that up front in this record. And we were personally here in Costa Rica. We were going through a transition. And I think that you guys are going through the same thing somehow. And I think the entire continent, about right wing trying to put their hands in power again. I think religious groups are in the front and are the front runners now when it comes to political power. And we were seeing a lot of that, man. And I think that the way that you're bombarded with information from all directions, like, on your phone, on your computer, on your TV, you have this, all these things about COVID happening all day,
Yeah.
every day, telling you that this much people died, that you have to get your shot. You don't have to get your shot. Some people say that it's good. Some people say that it's not. And in reality, you're trying to analyze all this information, trying to really get what is good for you. But common sense is not common. It really
Yeah.
doesn't exist. You know what? It might be common for you. It might not be common for Yolan. It
Yeah.
might not be common for me. So it really doesn't. There's no pattern. There's no really a common sense that I can relate to. So that's the reason why this album is titled Common Sense, because it doesn't really exist.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, is
No,
it so that was actually one of my questions. So the lyrics of the album is not necessarily what's happening in Costa Rica, it's what's happening in the world, basically.
Yeah, man. I
In a
mean,
way.
like, for example, the first song, Self Destruct, is, I was reading through the amount of people that committed suicide during the pandemic, and
Yep.
numbers just, they were extremely high. I
Yeah, I
mean,
know.
there were people that couldn't see their families in months, like big time. Like, they couldn't see their families, they couldn't see, their loved ones. And I don't know, man. It was really hard for a lot of people that, they thought that living wasn't worth it anymore. So that
Yeah.
no one talks about it. Like, Lunar Eternity, the second one, I got the title from Brave New World.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not from Brave New. From Brave New World. When they got Soma, the little pill that it was 6 milligrams of Soma, so they went into a state of coma, but it was a coma that made them happy, right? So
Yeah.
in the book, it describes themselves like being being in a lunar eternity, that they can feel themselves not being part of their reality. So it
Yeah.
kind of reminded me of what was, of how the pharmaceutical industry pops pills to wake up, pops pills to go to sleep, pop pills to like make you feel better, or just if you're skinny, pop a pill. If you
Yeah.
can't sleep, pop a pill. If you're too fat, pop a
Yeah.
pill. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we talk about things that can relate to everybody.
Yeah. And what happens with that too, and on the other side, is that there's a pill for everything, for
Yeah.
everything now. So and some people I I don't want to say your generation. I want to sound like an old man there, but younger people don't trust like
Pharmaceutical
big
companies.
pharma anymore. So they kind of self-medicate themselves, which is not necessarily better. You know what I mean? Like
It's not.
microdosing mushrooms is not gonna get rid of your anxiety. You know what I mean?
No, man.
so,
And that's the
so
thing. Like, I mean, and it's just it's true, man. Like, and it's funny because like people my age, they complain about religion, right? They
yeah,
complain a lot about religion, about the indoctrination of religion and whatnot. And
yeah,
I get it, and
yeah,
I'm all for it. But at the
yeah,
same time, I see this people because they make jokes about Jesus not being real. I mean, I don't believe in God, I don't believe in Jesus, I don't believe
yeah,
in any of that. But
hmm
and I make fun of it sometimes myself.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I have friends of mine that make fun of it, or it's just say, we've been indoctrinated to believe in Jesus and whatnot. But they're talking about fucking zodiac signs
yeah,
and fucking
yeah,
like
yeah,
rocks that heal you and shit like that. That
yeah,
doesn't really fucking work either.
yeah.
No.
No, exactly,
You
and
know what I mean?
it's
So
and yeah,
it's just
and
a different way of seeing things, but it is
yeah.
what it is.
And sometimes I think because I'm not a religious person myself, but I sometimes find that it's not necessarily religion that's a problem. It's people that
People is the problem.
it's
This it
I don't
is.
want to say necessarily the priest, but everybody that's in charge, of running the religion business. Let's put it this way, because it is a business in a way. That's those people that are a problem. Creating wars and
Yeah, it's the
and
most
dividing
profitable
people.
business. It's the most profitable business that's ever been.
Yeah,
That's the reason why there's religion everywhere, and that's the reason why war is a business. That's the reason why the U.S. has this huge business going in their hands, and
yeah,
everybody wants to go to war because it's it's better to have people ignorant, and it's better to have people uneducated than to have people educated and not ignorant.
yeah,
When this type of things comes, because you can really erase the past easy.
hmm
Not now everything is you can edit everything on the internet. You go to
yeah,
Wikipedia, you want to just change something, it gets
yeah,
changed.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
So
And also, even if you look at the at history in general, history is always written by the winner,
yeah, exactly.
the
That's
winner of
it.
the war. So that doesn't necessarily mean it's true. It doesn't necessarily mean it's what happened. But it's just that doesn't mean it's the good guys. It's the guys that won.
Yeah,
You know.
man.
So
And that's the thing. Like, for example, one of these songs that I wrote in this record, it's called Disposable. I was thinking about it because when I changed I worked for the same company for 10 years, man. I started working there when I was 30, when I was what is it, 21, I think it was. And I stopped working there when I was like 30, something like that, 31.
Mhm.
And what do you call this thing? I saw people coming in and out every time, like every day, like different people coming in and out. And like corporations really don't care for you. And that's what I
no.
wanted to like put in the
Yeah,
song. Like,
yeah,
you live to like go to school, you live to work, and you live to reproduce and die.
yeah,
That's your life. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be, but when you spend most of your life working for this big corporations that you really think that they want what's good for you, they really don't. Like,
yeah.
you leave
No, exactly.
and you're
Yeah,
forgotten,
yeah,
easy as that. So
yeah,
that's the reason why we wrote this record, because you're not appreciated by anybody unless, and
yeah,
then that's the reason why our we have our motto, or our slogan, we're all scum, because it is what it is. Like, people really think that or there's some people that think they're better than the rest of the people, but they're really not. I mean,
no,
we're all the same scum.
no.
I had that question lined up in my my stuff.
Yeah,
How did you stick with the "We are all scum" as a slogan?
Yeah, well, it came out because the thing is this, man. I mean, when you're growing up, and and it's not that it's bad, but sometimes people use the example of, you see that garbage man right there, you don't want to end up, if you don't study, you're gonna end up like him, picking up garbage for the city. Or sometimes you see people saying, you see that guy right there, I don't know, man, like fucking fixing a road or whatever. uh if you don't study, you're gonna end up like him eventually. And it's not true. Like, this, people that fucking do those jobs, is not that they're less than you. It's just that they're doing the job that nobody wants to fucking do. That's it, period.
Yeah.
And I see that a lot in Costa Rica, and I know that it happens a lot in Canada. It happens a lot in the US. It happens a lot everywhere, that people say, fucking immigrants. They come here and steal our jobs. And they steal our, they take money out of the country and they send it somewhere else. Dude, they're doing a job that you don't want to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is what it is. They're doing a job that you don't want to do. And somebody has to do it. And, they're living on a really low income, sending that money somewhere else because they actually make less money than you. And you think that you're in a higher ground because you went to college, you went to a university, you have a fucking degree up in your wall, and you're the same fucking scum that you don't want to fucking do the job yourself. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, regardless of your status in life, we're all the same. So this is why I say we're all scum at some point, because it doesn't mean that these people don't talk shit about other people, right? We're always talking shit about about everybody else. So we're just a bunch of scum. That's what it is.
The best example is when, especially here in Canada, I don't know for you guys in Costa Rica, but let's say one of my wife's colleagues, she worked at the city of Gatineau as a secretary, but I forget where she was from, but in where she came from, she was a lawyer, but it's the papers over there are not equivalent to Canada standard.
Yeah.
So she can't be a lawyer here. You know what I mean? So we're all scum. That's kind of the wake up call if you change countries like that or something. You know,
it is what it is, man. Like if it happens to you guys when you guys go to the US as well, or if it happens to us, we go to the US as well. Like, and I'm being honest. I lived in the US for a long fucking time, and education in the US is subpar. It's really, really bad.
Yeah, but you guys have really good education on Costa Rica. I was reading about it today.
That's the thing, but we're a third world country. According to we have universal health care. We have drinkable water in the entire country. We have electricity in the whole country, but we're a third world country according to the US. And that's the point of the slogan. Like wherever in your country or wherever you go, you're going to be the same scum that you are everywhere in the world, man. Like people don't really care about you unless you care about yourself and you care about the others around you. That's it. And the only thing you can do is be a better fucking person.
Yeah. Be the best version of you that you can be.
And that's what I tell my son. Like, I tell this to my son every day because I need him to like remember this when he grows up. We are privileged. That's it. We are privileged to like speak more languages. We're privileged to have an education. We're privileged to actually have a place to actually go to sleep, eat, all this stuff, actually drink water. And our duty is to help those that don't have the same privileges that we do and make it better for them. Like just bear it and people, and this is happening right now in my country. Like, we have, I don't agree with the president that we have, but I don't wish him bad. I don't wish him that he fucking fails, because if he fails, our country fails. It's the same thing when Trump was in power. Unfortunately, he fucking sucks, but you cannot wish him a bad fucking term, because if he has a bad term, a lot of people suffer. You know what I mean? So we have to make the best of the situation that we are on and make it better for the people that we have around us, man, and try to make it better for everybody in the same level, I guess. I don't know.
Nice. I opened a second beer because the first one tasted so good. So I opened a beer called Crab.
You have to see it like in New Brunswick. Crab.
So it's a bitter beer, 4.8%, and they used crab shells to ferment the beer.
Like crabs? Like
crabs.
Oh shit.
So it should be pretty funky, and it has a really nice color to it too.
Oh yeah, fancy color. Yeah, I think I want to get another beer too. I'm technically on vacation for a little while, so
there you go. Grab some.
I think I'll grab a second one. Yeah.
All right. So We're gonna go with the next question, but we'll stay in these subjects and come back to the music after. Obviously, we just passed through COVID fucking times. Everyone had to live through that. How was the situation in your country? Like, how was it lived? Like, briefly. Let's not stay on that too long.
Well, at the beginning, it wasn't that bad, to be honest with you, because like numbers were really down and we really kept it together. But dude, things started to open up a little and shit hit the fan. So there were like thousands of cases a day and shit like that. So we have a really good healthcare system, to be honest, and like we're very fortunate at that. But yeah, I mean, it sucked, man. Like being at home and like, man, not seeing people that you love, not, I think everybody suffered the same way. I mean, there's countries that obviously suffered worse than what we had because we really didn't see them. I mean, and it sounds bad, like what I'm gonna say, but we really didn't see them that many people dying. Well, of course, there were a lot of people that died because of COVID, but there weren't really that many. And so I think that our government handled it pretty well. The unfortunate part is that due to the pandemic, a lot of people lost their jobs. That's the problem, and everything got more expensive, which is what's happening to us right now. Like the after effect, which is the dollar in Costa Rica had, to give an example, it was like 600 colones last year, and now in 3 months has gone up like 100 colones, which is, and like I don't know how to put it into perspective, but I don't know, man. Like this water bottle, I bought it for, let's say, $20, right?
Yeah.
And like last time I checked, and I bought it last year for $20, like June last year. And this year, maybe 3 months ago, is $35 now.
Wow. Yeah. Everything around here is the same.
Yeah.
Gas prices here.
Oh, gas prices! Don't tell me about it, man. It's just I just went to actually put gas in the car right now, and we have a Hyundai Santa Fe, and it's 2010, so it's not a brand, it's not super new, but it's newer.
Newish.
And like 4 months ago, I used to fill it up with trying to make the math with the dollar exchange now, but let's say that it was $70.
Yeah.
And gas prices in Costa Rica are really expensive, 70 US, and I used to fill it up. Now, today, I went to the gas station, I filled it up with $100, man.
Yeah, well, here I have a Honda Pilot, which is a pretty big vehicle.
Yeah.
And we used to fill it up for about 80 Canadian dollars. Now it's like 120.
Yeah, it's insane.
Guys, that's cute. I have a minivan. It cost me like $160 to fucking fill it up.
Yeah.
That's that's you with your little cars.
With the Honda Pilot, though, I pull machines, so we
I know,
burn that gas.
Yeah, but hold on. I mean, how often do you fill it up? Because I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I have to fill it up every 10 days, though. $100 US.
Yeah, that's about the same thing for me.
Yeah. So that's I mean, and people tell me, I mean, I wish I could get a fucking electric car, to be honest.
Yeah.
Electric cars in Costa Rica are hyper expensive. Like, it's just insanely expensive for us to get an electric car. And it's not easy. Like, having an electric car, you have to like be aware of where you have to actually plug it in, and if you have to go to a long distance drive, and it's not that easy, man. Like people, because I've seen it, and this is what gets me, man. Like on the news, say, here's some tips for you to spend less money on gas. Like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? Like tips to spend less money on gas? Like, just bring the fucking prices down. That's the tip that we should be getting. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, exactly. It's that's a fucking mess. But
so let's switch it up and get back to the music. You say this album has been going everywhere. You're telling us in pre-podcast how the new album. Talk about that. Talk about the number of labels you associated with to release this album. And to finish my question, which country have you been getting the most support from?
Oh man. So That's a tough question. So, well, the first part of the question is, so we released the record under 4 independent labels. Rip Riot in Canada, with our buddy Remy. Then Marquee Records in Brazil with our buddy Armando. Then Concreto Records in Mexico with our buddy Quechol. And with Ragnarok Records with our buddy Stefan up in Deutschland, or Germany, we will call it. All of these guys made a fantastic job, man. Like, they did their own version of the record. So I'll tell you guys, we feel like fucking Metallica now. Like, each label has their own version of the record. And the funny thing is that, collectors, man, like, you know how they are. So they want all the versions of the record. Like,
Yep.
They've been asking me, like, how can I get the Brazilian version of the record? I'm like, you gotta ask them about it, because I don't have any left. And they'd be like, all right. So they send me pictures, like, when they get them, like, here it is. And they show me the 4 albums, and I'm like, yo, you got the same album. But he's like, yeah, but I want to get all the versions. And we actually, there was a Costa Rican label that actually put a cassette out.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And they also have it, man. And there was this guys in Japan that wanted to get a mini CD with the album. And I was like, and the people asking me about vinyl, but vinyl is just way too expensive, and I don't know where to get it, to be honest. And like, they get them, like, all these like combined, they maybe were a total of like around 3,500 albums total, maybe a little more. And we're running out of them, to be 100% honest. Like, they've been selling quick, and we released it in March, and I feel very fortunate, man. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, we have really a serious following that buys our stuff, our merch, and our records. And we're very fortunate, but we're running low on stock, and it's just insane, man. It's just crazy to me, because we're still an underground band from Costa Rica. Like, we're in a country of 5 million people, and our music is like literally everywhere. And they're buying our albums, like, just in Bandcamp alone. In our Bandcamp, we sold about 85 albums or more, just through Bandcamp, our Bandcamp. And then there was Rip Riot's Bandcamp that sold their version of it, and they sold like 300 or 400 of them. And then there's also Quechol's Concreto's webpage. They're selling through it. And there's Marquee. They're selling through Die Hard Records in Brazil, and they're selling quick. So it's really a little overwhelming sometimes, because I don't know what to do sometimes with that, because it's just, I didn't think it was going to sell. I didn't think, to be honest, it was going to have the success it's had so far.
Yeah.
Because I when you write an album, you think it's a good album. Yeah, because it's your stuff. So, you're like, oh, it sounds good, whatever. But you don't really think about how people are going to perceive their record, or maybe think about it. And it's turned out to be better than we really expected.
Yeah, well, it's already in my top albums of this year. So
it's a fun, like it, and it's not because you're a friend and we like us. It's fucking great album. Mm-hmm. Like, everything you did before is good, but that album is a step up. When I listened to it, the first time I was like, God damn it, Frankie's angry.
Yeah, and I was, man. I really was. But yeah, man. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, like, it's just, you know what it is, man. This time around, I mean, I had more time to write the album. I mean, I was at home most of the time, but the thing is that we worked this album out. I mean, just the cover alone, we worked it out with a friend of ours that he draws for Microsoft Halos and like big ass names, man. So we were very fortunate to actually get time from his agenda to draw the cover. And we were also fortunate enough that Quechol from Mexico, he put us in contact with Martin, however you want to call him, from Destruction. And he just, he nailed it. I mean, like, when we recorded the album and I sent it over to him for the mixing stuff. Yeah. I gave him some, this is the references I gave him. I gave him Power Trip's Nightmare Logic, Overkill's Horoscope, Metallica's Black Album, Chaos AD from Sepultura, epidemic of violence of Demolition Hammer and Anthraxis Among the Living. Those were the references that I told him, like, this is what I did when I wrote the album. This is what I was listening to. I was listening to a lot of Poison Idea, a lot of Black Flag, a lot of Negative Approach, a lot of punk. But these are the bands that I want to get a combined sound of it. He's like, okay. He says, okay, perfect. I'll get it back to you. I'll get it back to you in a week. 3 days after, he sends me the first mix, and he's like, tell me what you want to change. So I'm like, all right, just put the volume here, pull it a little higher, just, lower this down a little bit more. Just, second mix, he nailed it. And I'm like, yo, this is it. Just, put a little bit more high end on this part, and that's it. And he's like, okay. In a week, he had it, just literally in a week. And my mind was blown, man, honestly. And I told him, I sent it to the guys, and we just couldn't believe it, man, that we were actually on that we were that band. And it's been really positive. I mean, so far we've gotten a lot of attention from the US, a lot, and from the UK specifically, and well, Mexico we just toured, so we've been getting more attention, but specifically from the US and the UK, and I think it was Germany or the other country that we've been getting more, like, the most attention from. But it sucks for us that it's the US, because we can't really tour the US. It's such a hassle for us to go to the US and tour it, man. Like, we have to go without instruments, and like if we get caught, we'd be deported. And I really can't afford to getting caught, because I work for a U.S. company, so I have to be traveling there for work. So I can't be deported. Like,
Yeah, I see.
So yeah, man. So it's been a really wild ride. I mean, like, I don't really like Spotify, to be 100% honest with you guys. I don't use Spotify. But I know it's a very useful tool. I know it. And just the promotion that the record had, it was very intense. And, like, to give you an example, Inequality, which was our best-selling album until Common Sense, it had on Spotify like 45,000, 42,000 maybe streams. So, and as soon as Common Sense came out, in a week we had 20,000 or 16,000, something like that. And now it's up to like 33,000 streams, and like, it's crazy. And just because of Common Sense, all the other records actually started to get more streams. Like, now Inequality has like 53,000, and the Active Retaliation. Now all these albums have gotten more attention just because of the one album that we put out. And like, this year alone, we've toured 3 countries already, and I think we'll be able to tour 2 more. So nice. It's been very cool, man.
You guys tour a lot, and that's a big thing that I respect, because you go the distance. You came here to Quebec twice, I believe, already. Yeah. And that's pretty crazy. So you have some pretty epic stories that you probably have in your back pocket there. So I'm going to use a question that I really like, which is, can you tell us one of your best tour memories and one of your worst? So
one of the worst could be the Mexican one right now, to be honest. Like, being stranded in a different country without without a place to sleep, because it was really frightening, man, honestly. Yeah. And not because Mexico is scary or anything. It's just that we were stranded, literally. Like, to give you an example, we actually got to the house that we were supposed to stay, and we were out in the street. It was raining. We were out in the street with backpacks and guitars and in all of our gear, and we had to go to a mall, sit down, and evaluate what we had to do. Like, literally, it was already 7:30 o'clock at night. We didn't have a place to stay. We had to go to a show. It sucked, man. But I mean, this is things that happen, right? I mean, like, these things happen to a lot of bands. I mean, and we're an underground band, so it's normal. But we've been very fortunate, man. We have really good stories. One thing that sucked when we were in the Canadian tour is that I had to drive all the way myself because none of these guys had to drive, know how to drive. And if we put somebody else in the insurance, the price of the insurance went up a lot, man. I don't know why, but it went up like about maybe 50 to 100 bucks a day, man. I was like, what the fuck, man? So I had to drive from Toronto to Ottawa, from Ottawa to Montreal, from Montreal to Trois-Rivières, from Trois-Rivières to Sherbrooke, from Sherbrooke to Rivière-du-Loup, then to Rimouski, then to Matane, then to Quebec, and then all the way to Montreal again. So
Wow.
That's a lot of road.
It was a lot, man. So by the end of it, I felt like fucking Michael Schumacher, man. Like I knew how to drive perfectly. And dude, when we were I think it was on our way to Sherbrooke, we saw a big ass moose on the street, man, which was insane because we've never seen one before, to be honest. And this thing, man, we were actually getting there, and the base plate tells me like, yo, what the fuck is that on the street? I was like, what? And I'm looking at it, and the thing is moving, but it's not a car. And like when we passed the moose, man, it was bigger than our car. I mean, we were driving a tiny car, of course, but it
still,
was huge. It was a huge moose, man.
It's a big fucking animal, the moose. Yeah.
I just couldn't believe it. Like, we were taking pictures of the thing, right? And like we had to go out. But I think one of our best memories, man, out on tour. So it could be actually we have a couple, man. Like one of them could be to be honest, and we're not being a fucking brownos, but it's meeting you guys and guys from Reanimator and the guys that we met on tour. I think that's one of the best things that we can that you can experience out on tour, is meeting different people and meeting actually different cultures. Because right now when you tour, you get to meet you guys, for example. They would have. I mean, this friendship that we have right now is because of the tour that we had together. We spent, a night at your place, and we spent days on the road. We actually, Yoli and I got to sing a song together with the guy from Reanimator.
That was so fun. Fucking
awesome. Like, we I think it was Mushmaster, the one that we played.
Yep.
And now when you come back, you have this memories, man. Like, those are the things that you can keep. Like, material things go away quick, man. Like, they go bad and they just go, but memories stay there for a long time. And like when we went to Colombia just a month ago, it's just, it was awesome as well, because this is the thing, man. Like, when we book our tours, we don't use booking agencies. We don't. You
do it all yourself.
We do it DIY all ourselves, man. And the reason why we do that is because we want to experience what the other bands are experiencing, and they know what they're doing, and they know the place that we have to go play, and they know the crowd. So when we went to Colombia, I posted, I posted a thing on Facebook saying, where do you want to see us next? And some dude from Colombia said, when you come to Colombia? And I was like, send me let's just chat on private messages. And he's like, I have a band called Neutral, and we would love to see you guys here. I was like, if you put the show together, we'll be there. And he's like, no shit. Just put the show together, and we'll be right, and we'll be there. He's like, when? And I'm like, this started back in January, before even the album came out. Yeah, I'm sorry. And he's like, all right, let's do it. May, bam. So I spoke to another friend of mine that lives in Bogota. And I'm like, yo, we're gonna go to Colombia in May. Can you book us a show, or can you put a show together on Friday? He's like, yeah, let's do it. And that's awesome. He put a show together on Friday. We play there 2 a.m. We got back to the Airbnb around 6 a.m, and we took a shower. We headed out to the airport at 7 a.m. to catch a plane at 9. To be playing a show the next day, well, the same day actually, at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And we did the sound check at 5 without sleeping anything, and we played a show at midnight on Saturday, the day after. And we met awesome people. We had merch done, new merch in Colombia, new fans, new people, and that's what I like the most, man. Those are my best memories out of being on tour.
That is awesome. Talking about tours and shows, What's the scene like in Costa Rica for a thrash metal band or any metal band in general? What is there a lot of support? Is there big crowds? How is it?
Costa Rica is a small country, 5 million people, 5.5 maybe. Most of the people live in the capital, San Jose, and it's a pretty kick-ass scene, man. Honestly, when you see shows probably in Canada, US, you see crowds of maybe 1,000 people, 500 people. Maybe it's normal. I don't know. Like when we were playing with you guys, we saw crowds about 200 people, and for us, it was a huge crowd, right? Toronto was the biggest crowd that we saw, right?
Five.
5 people, but that's what you do, right? And when you come out here on the shows, man, like at least 50 people shows up, at least. And especially with there's an international band, they come out and support the band, and I'm dead serious about that. Like they're gonna come out, they're gonna enjoy the show, they're gonna do all these things, and they're gonna have a good time. And it's a really strong scene. There's a lot of bands coming out right now, a lot, man. Like Costa Rica has, I guess, the biggest band per person, I guess, in the country in Central America. Like we're exporting bands and bands and bands on all different levels, like doom metal, like or whatever you kind of doom groove metal. There's Age of the Wolf. There's a big band. Thrash metals, thrash metal bands are a lot. Then you have your death metal bands, like Pudridero. You have like Mortal band. There's a whole lot. Then there's the hardcore bands. That's where I live. Actually, those are my bands. That's the ones that I like the most, like Plagas, Inercia, Trampa, Entre Lobos. There's a whole ton of bands, man. And
Nice.
all these bands come out, and the fun thing is that, like, having mixed genre shows, and it's a really strong scene, to be honest.
That's awesome. Let's talk about you personally. What's your favorite track you've ever written for Chemicide, and why?
Oh, dude, I don't know, man. So I think one of my favorite tracks is "Book of Lies." It's on the Circuit record. It's one of our. It's the first song on our second album, and it's one of my favorite songs to play live. The chorus is very catchy, and people really enjoy that song. It's about religion, so that's a fun topic to talk about.
Yeah.
But I cannot really choose one, man. I mean, I could maybe choose one from each record, but not put my finger just the one. That's it, man.
Well, what's your favorite on your newest record?
Oh, it's a really tough one. I think my favorite of this, I got two, man. I have two. Could be either Strike as One or Lunar Eternity. Those are my favorite songs on this record, for sure.
Okay,
nice. Since we're on the personal stuff, that's the things that I like. I got some questions for you.
Yeah, he stalks Facebook.
Yeah, I didn't stalk him this time. Yeah, I went elsewhere. Did you know he has an OnlyFans? No, I'm just kidding. The best $10 I never spent in my life. No, I'm just kidding. What's the best piece of advice another musician ever gave you that you still use today?
Write music that I like and don't care about what the people like. Because I mean, I write music that I can't play. I'm not, and this is me being like completely honest with you guys. I play music that I really like and that I can play. It's like I write music that I mean, I started with Ramones and Misfits,
Yeah.
So it's a power chord, and that's it. And when I write this music, I really want people to play it. I really want people to enjoy it, and I write simple music. That's it. I don't really like writing complicated, overextensive, fucking 6 1/4 and 7 and 3, whatever you want to call it. I don't know anything about music theory, right? That's it. I don't know anything about it. And the best advice that I got was to write songs that I can play well and that I like, not to care about what the other people like, so that's
Nice.
that's the best advice that I've gotten so far.
All right, perfect.
Hey, I never presented my beer that I'm drinking right now.
Yeah.
I went with a classic Simon
You and your milkshake IPA by Vox.
milkshake IPA. I would drink this every time, like for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner.
By the way, the crab beer is actually pretty good.
The
It's like
crabe, la crabe.
Crabe. On peut parler en français pendant
Ouais,
que
c'est vrai, on parle en
Frankie est parti
français.
à la salle
Frankie est pas
là-bas.
là. Hey, gang, comment qui est notre anglais? On est-tu popé? On est-tu popé en anglais, gang? Dites-nous ça dans le chat. Là.
J'aime le quote de Félix. Toronto est la plus grosse foule qu'on ait jamais vue, said no one ever.
Hey, puis en passant, là, ben là, il y a un petit peu moins de personnes sur YouTube, là, mais ceux qui n'ont pas donné un petit like aux vidéos, donnez un petit like. Là. Si vous écoutez, il faut vous donner un petit like. Puis n'oubliez pas, là, la petite cloche. Il faut cliquer la petite cloche, même si vous avez subscribé. La petite cloche.
Puis ouais, Félix il disait c'est monté à 1,75 en équivalent. Ouais, c'est ça, c'est comme 2,20.
Félix Trem dit qu'on n'est pas pire en anglais.
On n'est pas pire en anglais. Pas pire.
On se débrouille.
Ma gorge, elle se replaçait un peu pendant l'épisode. À un moment donné, je pensais perdre ma voix, là, mais je suis correct.
Ça prenait de la bière.
Ça me prenait de la bière. Comme que notre chum Rich a dit, il y a l'un qui boit de l'eau, jamais. Ouais, c'est ça. J'ai bu de la bière, puis j'étais correct.
T'es comme un super-héros, mais moi je pourrais dire, pas ton défaut, mais ton handicap, c'est qu'il faut toujours que tu boives de la bière, sinon t'es pas un super-héros.
Joël qui dit qu'il pense à toi à chaque fois qu'il voit la bière.
Nice! Ouais, je suis un petit sucker pour ce bière-là, je l'adore, man. Je pense que je suis rendu que je l'aime plus que la chocolat et la milkshake. De Vox Populi. Ouais.
There you go.
And he's back.
Yeah,
it's all right.
guys.
We took time to speak in French with our crowd there.
Yeah, we talk behind your back in French.
Yeah. I got to learn some French, specifically some Quebecois. I think it's what you guys call it. So
exactly.
When we go back, I can be fluent because the last time that we were there, when we were, I think it was
in Montreal when we were sitting in the little side room. We started talking to each other and giving each other pointers on how to speak each other's languages.
That's right. I think it was with Joel, right?
Yeah.
I remember.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Dude, when we were there, I think we were in Trois-Rivières, and we had to order something to eat, and nobody's. Oh, actually, no. The first time that we were there, we were in a place called. I can't remember the name, man.
La
Belle Province.
I don't remember, man. I don't remember. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the place. And the thing is that we went there. So the thing is this: a promoter took us the first time to this place, and so his mom picked us up at the airport. It was very complicated. So he couldn't pick us up at the airport, so he sent his mom. His mom was it's an old lady. She was like 70.
Oh, you've told me this story, but go continue.
Yeah,
I remember this.
She had a sign. I mean, we had spent traveling an entire day, because we landed in Mexico. We had to do a layover for 12 hours or something like that. And when we finally got to Canada, it was like 7 a.m. So we came out, we came out of the airport with our gear and whatnot. So we were expecting him to be waiting for us, but he wasn't. He was it was like, to me, it was like seeing my grandma picking us up, and there was this old really sweet lady with a Chemicide sign written on a piece of paper, and I'm like, hi, I'm Frankie, and she didn't speak English at all. And so I'm like flipping out, so I'm like, bonjour, je suis Frankie, Chemicide. And she started speaking to me, but I really didn't understand. And so I'm sweating bullets over here, man. And I'm like, do we have to ride with you? So she's like, she didn't understand. And she's like, just going like this, like, just ride let's go. So we spent 2 hours, man, with her, or an hour and a half with her on our way to the motel. And we got to the motel, and she's speaking to a girl from the motel. So the girl from the motel, she's I think she's Asian, so she doesn't really speak French that much,
Wow.
and
Okay.
she doesn't really speak English either.
Okay.
So the lady just she leaves us there. She's like, she gives me a key. She writes the number down, the number of the room, and she just leaves. So I don't know what to do, man. Like, we just get in the room. We slept for a little while, and after that we had to go find a place to eat, man. But nobody spoke English at all. Like, this place that we were, like, I don't know, it was a really small town, and we were there, man, and we went to this place, and everything was in French, and all I knew what to order was crepes. That's the only thing I knew on that I was familiar, and poutine, because I knew about the plate before. So I was like, I'm telling the guys in Spanish, like, we need to order this, man. And this lady, after a while, she comes and picks us up. Dude, she drove us from this place. I guess it was close to Gatineau, I think it's called.
Okay, we're in Gatineau. That's where we live.
Oh no, so no Gatineau. Oh man, I can't remember the name of the place.
So was it near Trois-Rivières or?
No. It was
okay.
It was I can't remember the place, man. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
We went to Drummondville that time.
Yeah.
We went to Revues that time,
yeah.
Shit,
and
yeah, okay.
we played in the in Piranha Bar in Montreal as well.
Montreal. Yep.
But I can't remember the name of the place where we were staying. So she was driving us, man, like back and forth from one place to the other. Like, this old lady, man. Like, I couldn't be more grateful to her, to be honest. But we didn't talk in the entire trip. Like, we were trying, but she didn't know what to say. And
wow.
And
Yeah.
like, the last day, she dropped us off in Rigaud. And that's when we met the guys from Vortex, Danny and Simon and all, and Alex. But Alex doesn't really speak English either. He's from Matan, I think he is. And we were trying to speak to him in English, but Danny told me he doesn't really speak English. He speaks French. So he was the one that told me about Tabagnac and also about Chris and all. And he told me he showed me an expression, but I can't remember. I don't. They said that it's an expression from where he is. But I'm gonna say it, but I'm not sure that I'm saying it correctly. He said it was on pourway or on pourway or something like that. I can't remember if it was. You gotta ask him if it's correctly. But so I just kept saying, he kept on laughing, man. So we met the guys and we drove around with them now. But she dropped us off, man. I gave her a hug. I feel like I was hugging my grandma. I gave her a hug, and the promoter just showed up to the last event. He just showed up to the last event. Remy was so pissed, man. He was so pissed with that time.
That's fucked up, but wow, she was a trooper.
Dude. Just like I remember going to Drummondville. When we went to Drummondville, it took us like 3 hours, 2 hours and a half to get there from where we were. And she dropped us, and she stayed the whole show in the van. Like, we played with Vortex. We played with I can't remember the name of this. East Town, something like that, I think it was called. We played the show. We got out of the place around 2 a.m. We got to Drummondville around maybe 8 at night, something like that. We got out of the show around 2 a.m, and she was there. Like, she was there waiting for us. And she's like, you remember she said, bon show? And I was like, très bon, or très bien. I can't remember.
Nice.
And she's like, she would make like this. She wouldn't thumbs up, put our gear in the minivan, and we drove back. And then she dropped us off around 4:30 in the morning, and she was gone, just like that. And then she picked us up the next day. The same day, later that afternoon, to drop us in Rigaud. And dude, it was It was insane. I'm telling you, it was insane. But whenever we have, that's the reason why I was, mentioning this is because we need to, better our French because every time that we were there, it was really we had to go to a hardware store, man, to buy batteries for our bass players pedal.
Yeah.
In Revues, and they didn't speak English either. So we didn't know. We had to like go look for them, and in the time. I mean, when we went there, and this is something that I don't mind saying. Like with our first tour in Canada, the first 3 days we played for like literally nobody. Like the one in Piranha Bar, we played for the other bands. Literally, like we played for like just the other bands. Yeah. Maybe 5-6 people showed up to that show. Montreal. Then for Drummondville, actually, it was the biggest turn up for like the first 3 dates. Maybe 15 people showed up, and then Revues, more people showed up, but they left after the first band played. Like maybe 50 people showed. The first band played, which was a really cool band that I really liked, and then most of the people left, and we play for like 10 people, but the fun thing of those things is that you play for people that don't really know you, and then they start to follow you. They all bought our merch, they all bought our stuff, and that's what maybe other bands don't really understand. Like when you go out on tour, you're gonna have to play for 5 people to actually eventually pay for fucking 1,000 people.
Yeah, it's part of the deal.
Yeah, but these 5 people, next time you play in town, they'll bring their friends and they'll be 10.
That's it, man.
Or
like
15 or 20.
The second time that we came around, there were more people on the shows. I know that Toronto sucked, but I mean, I was expecting that when my bass player was really excited about going to Toronto. I had been in Toronto before, but I told him like, yo, this is a big ass town. Like there's like literally like 10 million people in this and just in this city alone. And that same night, I think that we were playing the night before Drake played in the Rogers Arena or shit like that. And then there was another show somewhere else the same night. And I told him like, yo, expect at least 5 people showing up at the end.
Yeah, and there was what's the other name? There was a big show that happened a few days before too. I'm on a Marth played like 3 days before or so. Yeah.
And so I know. And the same thing happens as when we play Quebec. The second time when we went with you guys, when we played Quebec City, the day after we were playing, I think it was, or the day before, it was the Quebec Death Fest.
Yeah.
So, it was either the night before or the night after. So I mean, when we played that show, just a few people showed up, and but they told us like, I think it was Dan from Sakashi told me, dude, you should have planned this better. You should have told me that you were coming this dates, and I could have gotten you. I could have tried to get you into the Death Metal Fest.
Yeah.
But I just didn't know. I didn't know that that was happening. So
yeah. So when you started playing guitars and all that when you were younger, what made you choose to play guitar and sing?
Necessity.
You couldn't find a singer.
No, the thing is that so Sebastian and I we used to play the Ramones and like Misfits together, but I mean it was just the 2 of us, and so somebody had to sing the song so we didn't get lost. So I started singing the songs, and so he's like, so I told him like, yo, you want to sing the songs? And he's like, he barely speaks. I don't know if you guys remember him, but he doesn't really speak. He's just really, 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 really quiet. And so he's like, I asked him like, yo, so do you want to sing? He's like, no. That's all he answered. So I kept on doing that. So I kept on singing the songs. I kept on like, learning the lyrics to all the songs that we wanted to play. And so eventually I just ended up singing the songs myself, and it was really easy for me to like sing and play. Although I gotta remind people is, I mean, we're not playing really difficult songs, right? So I'm not Alexi Laiho playing Children of Bottom or fucking, John Petrucci's and singing. I'm really playing power chords and like really simple songs, but it was out of necessity because we needed somebody to sing the songs. So we didn't get lost, to be honest. That was the reason why.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, hey, we're getting close to the end of the interview, and I always how can I translate it this in English? Usually I call it the question bonbon in French, but
we'll call them I don't know.
Anyways,
the weird questions.
Yeah, the weird questions. Fuck off. Yeah. Anyways, usually they're kind of like curveballs that make
all right,
make you think a bit. But I have two.
Yes.
If you didn't become a musician, what would you be doing right now to spend your time?
I don't know, probably skateboarding. I was really good at it, but I was a bit of an animal, so I broke I was just actually, in simple words, I was a dumbass. I had no fear about doing stuff, so I broke my skull a few times, my bones. So most likely I'll be probably skateboarding, or I don't know if I'll be alive, man, to be 100% honest with you. But yeah, that most likely skateboarding.
You would be a very famous dead skateboarder.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was really good at it, but
Yeah.
I was a dumbass. Very simple. I was a dumbass. So
wow,
nice, good. I didn't even know you were skateboarding. Good.
Oh, dude, you got to skate. I mean, if you listen to Suicidal Tendencies and DRI and all these punk bands, you got to skate. I mean, there's no way around it.
Yeah, I used to skate when I was young, but yeah, no,
I've never touched one. Never.
What?
No.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you gotta give one to your kids. I mean, skateboarding is life. I mean, you put Suicidal Tendencies in the back, Possess the Skate. You're good for it. Or you play Show No Mercy in the back and you're skateboarding. I mean, that's life. Like, I used to do that. And the thing is, I used to skateboard with my Walkman, not even the Discman, with a Walkman when I was a little kid. And I had The Offspring, and I had Red Hot Chili Peppers, and like really cool things to skate with. And then I met Suicidal Tendencies for the first time, and I heard Possess the Skate. So I was like, this is the jam. I have to do it. And then institutionalize, and I saw Tom Araya actually coming out on the show. So I mean, you have to do it.
Yeah,
nice.
But, what was your favorite skater back then?
It still is. It's the same one. It's been the same one. I mean, I think it's gonna be the same one ever. It's Rodney Mullen. Okay. He is like, I guess he's my idol as far as like skateboarding goes.
Nice. And one last thing.
Yes.
If you can have your fans remember one thing about your band, what would it be?
Just to be better.
Years.
Just to be better people, man. That's it. I mean, I really want like when people listen to our music, to be better people and to remind themselves that you don't really need to be the best musician or the best at it to like have a band or start a band, because that's the thing, man. Like, you don't. I mean, people think that I'm not discouraging people to get better. That's not the point. But you don't really need to be the best. Like, you don't really need to be the most, I guess, the technical guy or the person that knows the most about theory or all that. So it's just I personally think that it's just getting, I don't know, just getting your mindset to it and do it. And as far as like the messaging goes, be better people to the people that surround you, that are around you. That's it.
Nice.
Frankie, you're a great human being. It was very fun talking to you.
Oh man, thanks. I appreciate this time, man. I mean, it's so much fun. It's
like seeing an old buddy.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
It's been a while.
I really want to go, man. I want to go back because that's what we've been thinking about. Because our visas expire next year, I think, or the year after. So we've been thinking about it, and we're thinking about actually getting our drummer a visa to go on and play in Canada. But Dan and the guys from Reanimator told all of them told us, just don't come back, like, not in a bad way. But it's like, don't come back to Canada. Like, try to make it to Europe. So I mean, we try, but it's just so expensive for us, man. It's just way too expensive for us.
Europe is expensive.
Yeah, traveling for us, like, it's very expensive because everything we have to pay in U.S. dollars, man, and we don't get paid in U.S. dollars. We get paid in Costa Rican colones, so the conversion rate is just killing us. Like, it's what it is. It's just killing us, and traveling is harder for us now. So we're doing what we can.
One day, man. One day we'll see each other again.
Whenever you guys want to come down, you're more than welcome. You have a place to stay here. I mean, it's a tiny apartment, but you guys have a place to stay for sure.
Nice.
Well, we never know. Maybe cruel fate. One day, maybe.
Whenever you guys really, and I'm being serious about this, and I tell this to all you guys because you guys are my friends. But whenever you guys want to really come down, you guys are more than welcome. Costa Rica is a really fun and safe country to be around. So, I mean, the only problem is the rain. Right now, don't come over because you guys are gonna get wet. But when it's your winter, around November until probably March, it's our summertime. So if you guys want to escape the winter, you guys are more than welcome to come over.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, let's say we used to snow, so rain's not that bad for us. We have 2 seasons, and I wanted to say this in the beginning, but I didn't want to cut you off. But in Quebec, we have 2 seasons. We have winter and construction season. That's the 2 seasons in Canada and Quebec.
Wow. All right. So what's coming up for Metal Minded this week? On Wednesday, obviously, the Metal Minded reviews this week with Max and Ty. We're going to talk about Werewolves, Guar, Creator, and Exocrine. Should be a great week. Great metal albums came out. And next Sunday, we're on break because I'm on vacation and I'm leaving camping for an entire week.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah. No podcast next week. We'll be back the week after that. Frankie, obviously, thank you so much for this great time. And you have the time for one last word to tell everybody whatever you want to say.
No, man, I just want to thank you guys. I had a blast, man. I mean, really it was so much fun. And I really miss this, man. Like, being around you guys and just shoot the shit, man, pretty much having fun and talking shit about, anything in general, man. That's it. So, by the way, and the last thing that I want to say, I didn't really like the Creator album, the new one. Just in case. I mean, I like the sound. I didn't really like the songs. That's my 2 cents for the next podcast.
Nice. Well, I won't say anything because I'm going to be talking about it on Wednesday.
I'm not going to be reviewing it, so I can say it was all right. It was okay.
I think it's a little. I'm gonna say something. I don't want to get what do you call it, misquoted here, but I think that a lot of these bands just have to go. Like, there's a lot of bands, like newer bands, like making really cool stuff, man. Like, and I think that they just have to go, man. Like, just let them go.
The thing, like a band like Creator, it's I see them like AC/DC. They have a new album. No one really cares about it, and then they just tour with the new album and to just do the old ones. That's basically it.
But I feel I see Metallica and Megadeth more of that actually than Creator. But I don't know, man. I mean, I'm sorry that we're talking about it something different, but it's just that I see, like, Testament and Exodus are actually putting better records every time. Like, they're actually putting new records and good records, but some of these bands are not. And I mean, I don't know, man. It's very tough for me because I love these bands though. Creator, something that I grew up with, and it's the same as Metallica. And I don't want to see them go, but it's time. I mean, like they're 60, 65 years old, some of these guys. So just let it go for a lot of younger bands. And I'm not saying specifically us, but there are bands that they're doing good things, man. Like I wish just, to give an example, I wish that Power Trip was still around. Like, because I fucking love Power Trip. I still talk to Blake, and I had some conversations with Riley back in the day, and these guys are fucking nice to me, man. So I really wish they were still around so we could play with them. But for example, that's a band that I think that could really take the lead on a lot of big charts, and like we don't really need Creator to be the headline anymore. Like there could be other bands.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
I see your point there.
That's
All
it.
right. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Frankie. Thank you, everyone in the chat. And we'll all see each other on Wednesday. Cheers.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.